and gentlemen, to the first episode of SmashDown right here on the MTA YouTube channel. If you're new here, crush that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, stay up to date with everything MTA has to offer. Tonight, the first ever episode of SmashDown. 16 of the best MTA Diecast monster trucks are throwing it down to try and become the first ever SmashDown champion right here on the MTA YouTube channel. The flag sits vacant currently in the center of the track. Again, 16 of the best trucks and drivers are all competing for that flag right there, as well as the overall points chase to close out the March season of SmashDown. Looking at round one matchups to kick off the brand new show here tonight. Cyclops will take on King Crunch. Black Stallion takes on Medusa. Then we're going to see Lumberjack take on the Cowboy. And then Razin Kane taking on Wildfoot. And the other matchups on the other side, Monster Mutt taking on the Patriot. And many more to come here in round one competition. Now the first race in SmashDown history, Austin Wagner bringing the Cyclops Chevrolet to the start line. He will take on Eric Latiki out of Spring, Texas. The King Crunch Chevrolet ready to rock and roll now in the far lane and trying to become the first ever SmashDown champion. Over here in the inside lane, the son of the veteran Rich Wagner, Austin Wagner behind the wheel of Cyclops. He's trying to knock out King Crunch. Green light goes down now. They're pretty much even to the first set of cars. And watch out, King Crunch with the big time air rolls it over in the far lane. And Cyclops, Austin Wagner laying down a fast pass from the inside lane. Not sure who got the victory as we go back to the replay. Looks like Cyclops did pull the whole shot. King Crunch knew he was falling behind. Watch the air out of that far lane. King Crunch soaring through the sky and lost it right there on the last set of cars, rocked up and rolled over. Cyclops moves on into round two competition. Next up in round one, however, Raylan Mullins and Medusa making her SmashDown debut, ready to rock and roll out of Orlando, Florida. She draws up Joey Andrews, Black Stallion 2000 out of Hagerstown, Maryland. The Ford ready to go on the inside lane. So it's going to be a battle of the Ford Oval Brigade here in round one competition. Medusa trying to knock out Black Stallion here in round one. Who's it going to be as we get set to go green? Down the straight stretch right now, Black Stallion with a whole shot now over no man's land. It's close. And Black Stallion, Joey Andrews, knocks off Raylan Mullins and Medusa here in round one as he puts it into the wall there in the shutdown area. Nonetheless, Medusa on the trailer. Black Stallion moving on into round two. Next up in round one, Aiden Johnson returning in the Lumberjack machine. Now he gets set to take on Aaron Lack, debuting the brand new Cowboy Chevrolet out of the Hartsock Motorsports camp down there in Florida. He's ready to rock and roll now in that far lane. The brand new truck making its debut here tonight. Aiden Johnson, son of Ryan Johnson, the second generation driver, formerly drove Brodozer. Now we see his son here at Aiden Johnson. Lumberjack ready to go. Green light goes down and Cowboy got him on the line. Lumberjack trying to come back. Look out, rolls it over to the far lane. Cowboy with a brand new truck rolls it over the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. Aiden Johnson may have just had a come from behind win. Looking at the photo finish, your winner, Aiden Johnson and Lumberjack by inches over the Cowboy here in round one competition. Next up in round one, however, we've got Javon Woodrow bringing back the Razin Kane machine. He is now set to take on Brandon Copeland, the former three-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. He is bringing a brand new Wildfoot forward to the start line out of Pacific, Missouri, ready to rock and roll in that far lane. He made a big impression on Thursday Night Thunder with the Lucas Oil Crusader in the original Wildfoot. What's he got for us here in round one on SmashDown? Green light goes down. Wildfoot with a whole shot. Razin Kane trying to come back on him, and Wildfoot's in trouble. Almost turning the truck over at the finish line, and not sure if Razin Kane came back on him there over that last set of cars. We will go down to our MTA photo finish trying to confirm a winner. Not sure what happened to Wildfoot. You see it leaning to the left-hand side right there. He may have snapped the sway bar. Looking at our photo finish, your winner is going to be Brandon Copeland and Wildfoot in the far lane, knocking out Razin Kane here in round one. Now next up in round one competition, Starvin' Corey Marvin debuts the brand new Patriot here tonight on SmashDown. He gets set to take on Nathan Smith, Monster Mutt ready to rock and roll. We saw him debut that truck on Thursday Night Thunder several months ago. He now finds himself taking on an MTA veteran in Corey Marvin in the brand new Patriot there in the far lane. Who's going to round two? Green light goes down now and Monster Mutt got him up the line. Patriot trying to come back on him. Look out, what a ride for Corey Marvin, and the Patriot rides it on the tailgate all the way across the finish line. What a ride there, and Monster Mutt had an early lead on him. Let's go back and check out our replay. Right here you see Nathan Smith and Monster Mutt pulls the whole shot. He holds about a truck length lead down the straight stretch, gets a little fumbled up here in no man's land, but look at Starvin' Corey Marvin in the far lane. just barely clips the racing lane, making an illegal pass, and Patriot is your winner here in round one. Next up in round one competition, Elijah Wheeler making his SmashDown debut in the Nitro Machine, one of the older trucks out here on the circuit. He takes on one of the newer trucks out here on the MTA circuit, Daniel Chichagash out of the Dodge-powered Camp Rammunition, ready to go in that far lane. He now takes on the Chevy Astro van, built in 2020, Nitro Machine, ready to go on the inside lane. So Chevrolet taking on Dodge here in round one. Both trucks stage, green light goes down now, and they're off to an even start. Dodge pulling a sight lead now over the cars and rolls it over. Elijah Wheeler, the Nitro Machine, pulls out the win over the Dodge-powered Rammunition in the far lane after he rolls it over. So Nitro moves on into round two competition. And next up, making his SmashDown debut is Peanut out of Paxton, Illinois. He's bringing maximum destruction to the line. He takes on Jimmy Ferguson, the 2022 Full Throttle Champion, the 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air out of Columbus, Michigan. Y'all know that truck as Avenger, ready to go on the inside lane. Who moves on to round two here at SmashDown? Maximum Destruction takes on Avenger. They're about to throw down a quick time pass as we get set to go green. Down the straight stretch now, both trucks are even off the line, suddenly the Max D over the cars, and Peanut pulls it out. Avenger rolls it over, going across the last set of cars into the shutdown area, and Peanut laid a consistent, smooth pass all the way down to the finish line, and he puts Max D into the second round. Now to close out round one here on SmashDown, the Iceman returning in the U.S. Air Force Afterburner, former six-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, now ready to take on second-generation driver Ethan Wagner. Wild Hair Chevrolet ready to rock and roll in that far lane. Former one-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, wild card champion, as well as and Justice for All champion. Kid's made a name for himself. Green light goes down. Wild Hair, U.S. Air Force down the straight stretch. It's even to the first set of cars, and Skipper in trouble, turning it over in the shutdown area. Wagner had nowhere to go but right into the afterburner as he was trying to save it there, going across the finish line. What a race, ladies and gentlemen, as we look back at our replay. Right there off the whole shot, both trucks cut a great light. Skipper now in the inside lane, starting to pull a slight lead. Up and over no man's land. It's still a close race as they go over the last set of cars there. Wild Hair goes to the inside. Skipper on two wheels, tried to drive out of it, but Wild Hair was there to shut him down, rolling the truck over. Nonetheless, U.S. Air Force Afterburner moves on into round two. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed round one racing as we kicked off the SmashDown series. Round two's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back after the break. What's going on, MTA fans? If you're looking to get in on the action right here on the MTA YouTube channel, look no further. I'm about to tell you guys just how you can sign up to get in one of these races. Head over to the link in our description, and that's going to take you right over to our Facebook page where we hold registration for all of the MTA events. And hey, while you're there, crush that subscribe button. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you stay up to date with everything that MTA is doing. From new custom truck builds to special events and giveaways, you don't want to miss any of the great action MTA has to offer. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll catch you guys down the road. Welcome back to SmashDown, ladies and gentlemen. We get ready to kick off round two competition. Cyclops takes on Black Stallion. Lumberjack matches up against the Wildfoot. Over on the other side of the bracket, we're going to see the Patriot take on Nitro Machine. And to close out round two competition, Avenger takes on the U.S. Air Force Afterburner here in round two. Now up first to the line, we have got none other than Joey Andrews returning out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Black Stallion looks strong in round one. He finds himself against Austin Wagner, the Cyclops Chevrolet, ready to rock and roll here on the inside lane. Ford versus Chevrolet matchup here in round two at SmashDown. These drivers want nothing more than to become the first ever SmashDown champion. Both trucks stage now as we get set for green. Down the straight stretch they go. They're fairly even to the first jump over no man's land. Stallion in trouble, rolls it over, and Cyclops shuts it down just before getting into Black Stallion in the shutdown area. I do believe Black Stallion is your winner. It was close down to the finish line as we take a look at our SmashDown replay. Right there off the line, both drivers cut a great light, slight lead to Cyclops on the inside lane. Andrews now starting to come back on him, up and over no man's land, putting down the Ford horsepower, got a little crossed up, rolls the truck over, and he's upside down, ladies and gentlemen, here in round two competition. If the crew can get that truck back together, we'll see him back for semifinal competition. Cyclops on the trailer. Next up in round 2, Aiden Johnson returns in Lumberjack. Had a huge come-from-behind win in round 1. He finds himself against Brandon Copeland, the Wildfoot Ford out of Pacific, Missouri. Always a fast truck. He's trying to get his first SmashDown win here tonight, as well as the other drivers remaining in the competition. Both trucks now stage at the line. Who goes to semifinals as we go green? Down the straight stretch down. Looks like Lumberjack with a slight lead. The Wildfoot coming back on him, and Lumberjack in trouble. Aiden Johnson tried to gather it up over the last set of cars and went for a ride over the finish line. Brandon Copeland knew he had his hands full as we look at it right here. Down the straight stretch they go off the line. Lumberjack holding a good lead on Wildfoot. Watch right here as they go up and over no man's land. Lumberjack gets out of shape off the first jump over the last set of cars. The rear tires clipped that car stack and flipped him end over end across the finish line. Nonetheless, Lumberjack your winner. Wildfoot goes home. Next up in round 2, Starvin' Corey Marvin drug the tailgate across the arena floor in round 1. The fans went wild. The Patriot back in action in round 2. He takes on Elijah Wheeler, making his SmashDown debut in the WCW Nitro machine, ready to go on the far lane. Another Ford versus Chevrolet matchup here in round 2 as we get set to go green now. Down the straight stretch, the Patriot with a whole shot now up and over no man's land. It's close, and what a race! All the way down to the finish line. Probably the closest race we've seen all night long. Elijah Wheeler, the new kid on the block, taking on the veteran as we go down to our MTA photo finish. Your winner, Starvin' Corey Marvin and the Patriot by inches over the Nitro machine. What a race it was. The kid was going for it, just didn't quite have enough, and now we close out round 2 with the Iceman. Jeffrey Skipper returns, U.S. Air Force, ready to rock and roll. Saw him turn the truck over in round 1. He finds himself in the closing matchup of round 2, taking on Peanut. Maximum Destruction out of Paxton, Illinois, had a smooth pass there in round 1. Who's going to semifinals? Air Force taking on Max D. Green light goes down now, and Skipper got him up the line. Peanut trying to come back home, and Jeffrey Skipper laying down a smooth pass. U.S. Air Force Afterburner puts Max D on the trailer. He finds himself in semifinals here at the inaugural SmashDown event. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going down to the pits right now. An update on Joey Andrews and Black Stallion. We watched him roll it over earlier tonight, kicking off round 2. The crew's got him back, ready to rock and roll. The Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland is coming back for semifinal competition. A lot of thrashing down there in the pits, because Aiden Johnson and Lumberjack rolled over in round 2 as well. So the two trucks that rolled over, Black Stallion and Lumberjack, meet one-on-one in semis. And then on the other side of the bracket, the Patriot takes on the U.S. Air Force Afterburner. Those two have been bad fast all night. So we're going to find out who's going to the finals right now to kick off semifinal racing. Joey Andrews returning in Black Stallion. He takes on Aiden Johnson and Lumberjack. And again, both these trucks rolled over in round 2 competition. So it's going to be a matter of which crew got their truck back and closest to 100%. Who's going to the finals to kick off the inaugural SmashDown event? Lumberjack in the far lane, Black Stallion on the inside lane. Green light goes down now, and Black Stallion got the whole shot. Lumberjack coming back on him now, and Stallion pulls out the win. Joey Andrews going to the finals. Black Stallion 2000 knocks off Lumberjack here in semifinal competition. However, who does he meet in the finals? Will it be the U.S. Air Force Afterburner? The Iceman returns, and Jeffrey Skipper coming to the line, taking on Starvin' Corey Marvin, the brand new Patriot machine. We saw him drag the tailgate in round 1. 2 MTA veterans here in semifinal matchups. One of them's going to the finals to take on Black Stallion for the SmashDown Championship. Both trucks are staged now. Here's the green light down the straight stretch. They go. Whole shot goes to Patriot. Skipper coming back on him and close. And Skipper goes over for the second time tonight. And Marvin almost tags the wall here on the inside lane. That was an incredibly close race all the way down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. The Iceman knew he had to go for broke against the brand new Patriot. Looking back at the replay right here, Patriot got him off the line, but Skipper making his move, coming back on him over no man's land. And look at the air by the Patriot, and watch at the finish line. The Patriot and Corey Marvin, your winner over the Afterburner. And now it's what we all come to see. There's 2 left out of a bracket of 16. The Patriot, Corey Marvin, takes on Black Stallion, and Joey Andrews behind the wheel. Starvin' Corey Marvin, he's been in the game a long time. A brand new truck underneath of him. He's doing good here tonight to kick off the SmashDown series. Over in the other lane, Joey Andrews has been on the MTA circuit for quite some time. He's trying to pick up his first win here in the Black Stallion 2000 stage on the inside lane. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 1 SmashDown Championship on the line. Patriot takes on Black Stallion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime down the straight stretch. They're getting even Patriot with a cycling stain coming back off. What a ride for Joey Andrews and Black Stallion. Patriot rolls the truck over across the finish line. Both these drivers knew they had to go for broke, trying to claim the first ever SmashDown championship. As we go back to our MTA replay right there off the line, Patriot and Corey Marvin had the whole shot in the lead down the straight stretch. Watch the inside lane. Joey Andrews throwing down the Ford horsepower, flies high over no man's land, and Stallion picks up the win over the Patriot. Here to kick off episode 1 of SmashDown. What a ride. Both drivers letting it all hang out. But ladies and gentlemen, help me in congratulating the first ever SmashDown champion, Joey Andrews and Black Stallion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at the overall point standings closing out week 1 of SmashDown, Razin Kane, Cowboy, Medusa, and King Crunch hold down the latter half of the bracket with just 30 points in round 1 eliminations. Jumping over to the top half of the bracket with tonight's win, Joey Andrews and Black Stallion, your current points leader with 60 points. Second place belongs to Starvin' Corey Marvin and the brand new Patriot with 50 points. And rounding out your top 3, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, U.S. Air Force Afterburner with 45 points. And remember, the points champion will advance on into the April season, so points are key. And ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up the first ever episode of SmashDown right here on the MTA YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed the show and can't wait to see you back next time out. Thank y'all for watching. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.